It's Isabella Casas. Okay, so just a heads up, I had to get super creative on how to record this, but here's my picture and my drawings, and my notes, not my drawings. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set my phone up so y'all can see what I'm doing. But sorry for the little bit of ghetto-ness. I had to get creative to do this. Okay. So here is my electronic transport chain all drawn out. Yes, it's very colorful. That's just the way I like it. Okay. Here's the outer mitochondrial membrane out here, and I didn't plan for enough room, so here's my little tab showing that this is the outside of it. Here is the intermembrane space, and here is the mitochondrial matrix. Sorry. And here is my electronic transport chain. Not train, chain. Sorry. That's probably going to happen a lot. Okay. So the electronic transport chain is a group of molecules, mostly proteins, built into the inner membrane of the mitochondria. NADH gives a high energy electrons to the first electronic carrier molecule in the transport chain. So here's my first electronic carrier molecule, and here's my NADH. When NHDA plus hydrogen is added to the first carrier molecule, it is turned into NAD, which then produces our electrons. NADH gives off a high energy electrons. Now that the electrons will move from one member of the chain to the next, and so on, giving up the energy as they are pulled from NADH towards the highly electronegative oxygen, which is over here. So that basically just means that these electrons will move through this electronic transport chain from here to here to here to up here to here until finally it's down here to the oxygen. So all the way back. But as it does this, next card, the energy will give up a flow of electrons and use of the pump of hydrogen ions from the mitochondrial matrix into the inner membrane space. So to simplify that, that means as this is moving, as the electrons are moving through the electronic transport chain, it's going to pull hydrogen through it. So every time it moves, it's going to pull hydrogen, and the hydrogen is going to come up here into the intermembrane space. So it jumps, hydrogens go up. It jumps, ooh, my little hydrogens. Hydrogens will move up, and jumps, more hydrogens will move up, and so on until it gets down here. Oh, there goes my card. It says the oxygen captures the electrons in the very last step of the electronic transport. So as I just explained, that the electrons will eventually, as they go through the electronic transport chain, end up with this oxygen. The last transport adds a pair of electrons to an oxygen atom. So as the electron moves through this, the electrons will eventually move on to this oxygen atom. The oxygen atom captures the electrons in a very... Wow. Sorry, I messed up. I just read that card. Yep, I make cue cards. Make fun of me all you want. It's the way I organize. It says the two hydrogen ions plus oxygen and electrons form water. So when these electrons move down to the oxygen molecule, it's gonna go ahead and make water, which I forgot